What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury, of course, was on the verge of fighting Oleksandr Usyk supposedly after the negotiations fell through, and we know that Oleksandr Usyk and his team seen that Tyson Fury was not going to play ball, was going to be more difficult. But this video is to explain exactly why it was need for the difficulty, okay? And one thing people need to understand about Tyson Fury, if you guys don't know, Tyson Fury is 6'9", 200 to 300 pounds. Right? 250 to 300, 275, 256, 276. But he shares a flaw with guys like Anthony Joshua. We talk about AJ a lot on this channel, obviously. And a lot of people criticize AJ for not being able to take on shorter opponents. Well. AJ is not alone. Tyson Fury also has a problem with shorter opponents. We have Nevin Givic on his first time getting knocked to the canvas against, get this, the 6'3" Yugoslavian fighter, okay? And he suffered his first knockdown, okay? And we know Tyson Fury got up. He did overcome. He got up. He was hurt. He was shook from that right hand. He did stop Nevik in 3 rounds. And that's not the only person that we saw him fall victim to. We also had another fighter, which was the same height as Nevin, which stood 6'3", a former cruiserweight fighter in Stephen Cunningham, right? Now you all ask, what do these guys have in common? Well, they're all 6'3", and they both dropped Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury admitted on Joe Rogan's podcast, all right, that he had problems with shorter fighters. They gave him the most trouble. So you look at his first knockdown with the Yugoslavian fighter. You look at the tough Philly fighter in Steve Cunningham that gave him another knockdown. Okay. All of these guys have the same height in common, 6'3". And they all managed to give Tyson Fury trouble. Okay. I think Tyson Fury, along with Anthony Joshua, has problems with shorter fighters because the lower center of gravity, the ability to get up under shots, punching downward for a tall person isn't always the best option. A lot of times it's better, or it's a impaired effect when a person is punching up at you, because you think you have the advantage, which at times you do, unless you're too close to that opponent. Then that opponent, if that opponent is good enough with throwing shots and landing shots than you are, and better at distance, they can beat you to the punch based on their reach, based on their footwork, based on the way that they counter. Another one is Oleksandr Lara and Paul Williams. Paul Williams was 6'3", go figure, but Oleksandr Lara was like 5'9", And he was able to tag Paul Williams at will because Paul Williams was better off fighting guys like Antonio Margarito because he was the same height. It's easier to see those punches coming. They're harder coming from a different angle. Okay. And I think if you're 6'3", you're 6 inches or 5 to 6, Tyson Fury's build at 6'9". So if you're looking at someone from up top, the angle, I think, is deceiving. Sometimes things are below or closer than they appear. Especially when someone, has the speed and has the ability to get in and get out. And I wonder who has that ability. His name is no other than Oleksandr Usyk. See, that fight was avoided rather. And it was made so difficult to make because Tyson Fury knew what his kryptonite was. He knew exactly what the hell was going on. He knew that that 30% was a way to get the hell out of negotiations. And when it didn't work, he went berserk. He started with the name calling and the shit talking and, and all this blasphemy and, calling the man ugly and you're ugly, you're little, you're this, you're that. And, you're a sneaky little sucker. Those type of things started going on. And that was Tyson Fury's way of showing his frustration because he was really trying to get out of that fight. But he didn't want his fans to think that he, didn't want it. So, hey, when Javen Sugar Hill came over, hey, I'm going to join that bandwagon. I'm going to jump in the gym. I'm going to make a few videos. I'm going to give my fans and people around me the perception that I'm training seriously for this Ukrainian that I have no intention of fighting. Because this 6'3" man that never been defeated, okay, unlike these other guys, well, to be fair, the Yugoslavian fighter, was undefeated at the time, was probably the best he's ever seen. And since he's the best he's ever seen, why would you risk that when you know that you're making money by fighting guys that you've already beat, like Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora? Why would you risk it? And you can make millions of dollars. I mean, millions on top of millions. But understand, it came from the knowledge of understanding. Tyson Fury has problems with smaller fighters. He has problems with smaller fighters. He will always have problems with smaller fighters, especially if these smaller fighters has speed, combination, ring IQ, and footwork. And Oleksandr Usyk has all of those. He has all those abilities. And God forbids he gets cut like he did with Valine. That fight is good as over. Okay? That fight is dead because they're going to stop that fight. Because Oleksandr Usyk will keep hitting him at will. Tyson Fury will fight him, though. So the fight would be good because Tyson is adaptable. And he knows that he can switch up in the middle of a fight. And he will go balls to wall with Oleksandr Usyk. But what if he runs out of gas? That will be another problem. Because now he's in there with someone that now not only likes to scrap it up and win rounds, he's in there with a guy that has a gas tank that may be bigger or worse than him. So there's a lot of issues and there's a lot of obstacles when it comes to the idea of fighting Oleksandr Usyk. Now we understand why these low ball numbers were taken. The lies were created. Because Tyson Fury was worried about something that he knew he always had a problem with. Shorter, quicker, agile fighters. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury revealing his dirty little secret to the boxing world. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!